Now that spooky season is all around us, like always, Magic the Gathering are releasing a secret layer to do with the holiday and the newest set. So in this video I'll be going over each individual secret layer, talking about my thoughts and opinions on them to answer the big Halloween spooky question, is this secret layer worth it? We'll also be going over probably and possibly a few changes that I would like to see in the future. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsor, which again, unusual, is me and my little Etsy shop where I make t-shirts with cool designs, colours and different sizes for you to enjoy, for you to feel really comfortable and happy wearing. The main reason I do this is for two reasons. One, you get a really cool t-shirt or hoodie that you get to enjoy, and then I get a little bit of money to be able to then help make these videos better for you. For example, last week all my videos were recorded naturally. Now I have a new mic that is wireless, and hopefully this makes it sound better for use. So if you like what I do and want to support the channel, please do by liking and subscribing, but also potentially buying yourself a nice new hoodie or t-shirt. So now on to the secret layers. The first one I'm going to be going over is called
Tome of the Astral Sorceress.
You can get the secret layer in foil and non-foil. There's 4 cards in it plus the secret card, and the 4 cards you get in this secret layer are
Back to Basics, Preordain, Sphinx of the Second Sun, Teferi's Ageless Insight.
So right off the bat, I want to say this artwork is absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's not really my type of thing, but I'm not really complaining either. I do find the artwork to be very nice. The card selection is a bit weird, but okay at the same time. They're all blue cards, I think, so I'm not really complaining. It's just really the card selection. Now when it comes to this, I never look up the price of the cards compared to the secret layer-like version of them, but I can't really see, just without even knowing that information, that this is really worth it money-wise, unless you have these cards in the deck or want them in this artwork. So this is more of a buy if you fancy the artwork, not really the card selection. But also, if you have the cards in the deck and you want to bring out that deck, this secret layer is also perfect for you. But now let's go on to
Showcase, Duskmourn.
This one also comes in foil and non-foil, but this secret layer has 5 cards instead of 4. But because this is the Duskmourn secret layer one, you also get a free pack of Duskmourn. So again, they've done this with Bloomburrow as well, and it was a nice thing. However, it was one of the things that I was like 90% sure I wanted to buy one, and I bought one, and I was like, the pack may come in handy. It was the only pack I got, and I got absolutely nothing in it. When it comes to the secret layer, you get
Cauldron Familiar, Dothy Voidwalker, Magus of the Moon, Phyrexian Metamorph, Witch's Oven.
So the pack, when it comes to this, is a very good kind of little push for you to buy it, especially if you don't buy any of the packs or anything like that. It would be good to get an additional good card, but the chances of that are quite low. You'll probably, usually, most of the time, will get a normal rare or a card that you're not really looking for in the set. The artwork is really good. I really do appreciate the artwork and I really do like it. However, the card selection is a little bit off for me. I'm not the biggest fan of the card selection, but the artwork is amazing, and I do really like the kind of TV-esque horror thing they were going for. I also like it that they continue it from the set itself, kind of the also creepy horror aspect of it. Now let's go on to
Monstrous Magazines.
In this secret layer, you get 5 cards in a choice of foil or non-foil. Now there's a lot to talk about in this one, but in the secret layer you get
Doom Whisperer, Coma, Cosmic Serpent, Mizirek, Crawldeath Priest, Ravenous Chupacabra, Ural, the Mist Stalker.
I'm not the biggest fan of these cards at all. They're a bit all over the place. The creature art, like the creature in it, is absolutely beautiful, but because of it, I think the rest of the card suffers. I think the mana cost in the top or the corner, top left corner, is very weird, especially since half the time it's a bigger box with the smaller pips. I'm not the biggest fan of that at all. Then they have all the text kind of scrolling down or squished together all on one side. However, on Coma's one, it's the only one that has the power and toughness on the other side because they had no room. And also when it comes to Coma, it's the only one with the card written wrong. It's each opponent's upkeep or each player's upkeep, not on your upkeep. So if you buy the secret layer and you did not know that, you now know that. I do find the creature art to be the best part of this. The card selections are a bit all over the place. There's no real theme or kind of anything good like that. Now, I'm saying that it doesn't have to be, but it's usually better, in my opinion, when you get something like that. If they do random cards like selections together, make it that it's kind of a good selection of cards, because I find a lot of people that comment and people I've talked to don't get these type of secret layers because they only want one or two of the cards and the other three are just going to be sitting there doing nothing. Plus, getting it wrong is a big no-no. Now we're going on to the bigger ones, in my opinion, when it comes to secret layers, starting off with the Ghostbuster ones. In the secret layer, there is two secret layer Ghostbusters, one based on one of the main characters, a green slime blob, and then one based on, I think it was the 80s animation or early 90s. Me being in my 30s now, I barely remember the animation, but I can see younger generations just getting it because it's Ghostbusters, and the only Ghostbusters they know is the live action films or the newer live action film. But the first one we're going to be going over is called
Secret Lair X Ghostbusters Slimer.
This comes in foil and non-foil. You get 5 cards dedicated to the Green Slime himself, and in this secret layer you get
The Mimeoplasm, Incarnation Technique, Pernicious Deed, Trickbind, Windfall.
So starting off with this, I'm never a big fan of Magic the Gathering X whatever universe. Now, in saying that, I was a big fan of Doctor Who and Fallout, but I am a big Doctor Who and Fallout fan. It wasn't the cards that I liked, I just found the things interesting. I still wish they didn't do it. So when it comes to stuff like this that I have no interest in, like Ghostbusters or Assassin's Creed, I'm more finding it a chore, but I will try my best to kind of talk positive about these, even though I'm not a big fan. So the artwork is very eye-catching and I do kind of like it. I do find it funny that it's based on what I would consider the main character or the main bad guy that turns good. It's really weird. One of my favorite things that they do in Secret Layers is that they have a commander and then a handful of cards, which are like 4 of them, that can go into the deck of the commander. So these are really good. I prefer them than the decks they actually make. That it's one of those, here's a commander, here's a few cards for your commander. Now try and build a deck that you rather enjoy or the best deck, so then the majority of it is still on you. I know some of these cards are not mad expensive, so for collectors and stuff like that, I say majority of these are going to be bought for fans of Ghostbusters. Same as when it comes to all other secret layers that I've seen. I've seen new people come in going, I don't even like blank, I don't even like Magic the Gathering, but I like the show it's based on or the game or anime it's based on. I want that secret layer. So now let's go on to the second one based on the animation, and this one is called
Secret Lair X Ghostbusters, The Real Ghostbusters.
This secret layer comes in foil and non-foil. There's 5 cards and they are
Boros Charm, Careful Study, Eladamri's Call, Living End, Unlicensed Curse.
This one is based on the old animation, and saying that really hurts. I wish I was still younger, but the card selection is very, very meh. There's a lot of like uncommon cards or cards that you see too much of that I consider them uncommon, because I'm pretty sure nearly everyone I've ever met has a Bolus's Charm. The artwork I do like, but I do like that style of animation, and as someone that has a master in animation, I do have a love for the craft, so I'm going to be very critical when it comes to that type of stuff. The card selection's meh, the artwork is beautiful, and if you're not a big Ghostbusters fan, I don't really see the point of people buying it. I think if they are going to niche down or try and go on a thing that not many people are going to like or love, they should up the value of the cards for people that want to buy secret layers. And now into the love of Halloween itself, they have done another crossover with a Halloween known and loved character, Chucky. When it comes to the secret layer, it is called
Secret Lair X Chucky.
You get 5 cards in foil or non-foil, and those Chucky cards are
Carter, Doomscourge, Genesis Chamber, Phyrexian Reclamation, Twin Flame, Varigith, Bloodsky Sire.
Now, before I say anything, I've never seen a Chucky film. I know the Chucky character, and I've watched like a random video on lore about it because I find them lore videos interesting. So I know a large amount of Chucky knowledge of him dying and coming back, dying and coming back, dying and coming back and getting a wife and killing stuff like that. but I've never actually seen the films themselves. When it comes to this, I have two problems. One, I think they've done a really cool thing where they have a commander cards going with it, but I'm not the biggest fan that the artwork is different. They also done a double-sided commander for a one-sided card, so it's kind of like you have to, if you want it where he's in the box as the artwork as your commander, you kind of have to know off by heart perfectly what that card does. If not, you have to then play it on the other side or have a way to look it up mid-game. The other cards are a really cool artwork, and I do like the artwork, and I do like the cards selection when it comes with the commander. I do think they're good to okay, not amazing, but I do find it to be a overall good secret layer, because it's good if you've always wanted to make a deck with him and think this will be a cool secret layer with that, with them additional cards. Great if you're a Chucky fan, because the whole in the box, out of box and artwork of the main characters is a good thing. But I do find if you are not a Chucky fan at all or don't like Chucky, this is not for you. Plus, I do find some of the cards, if I had to estimate it, I could be wrong here, that the value of the cards are not even, or possibly just over half the amount you'll be paying for the secret layer. And now it's You Know Her, You Love Her. This is the third or fourth Hatsune Miku secret layer, and it is called
Secret Layer X Hatsune Miku Electric Entourage.
Now this one is slightly a bit different. This comes in foil and non-foil twice, both in English and Japanese. I do think when it comes to this, when they do different language ones, it's okay or it's really good depending on what it's on. Having, like, for example, a English and Japanese Chucky makes no sense. But since Hatsune Miku is a big Japanese idol, it could be wrong there, correct me if I'm wrong, I do think it is really good that you have the option of English or Japanese. Mainly because even if you only speak English, but you like listening to Hatsune Miku and all of that, you at least get the choice. When it comes to the secret layer, you get
Elspeth Tyrell, Freely's Lanauer's Fury, Jace, Unraveler of Secrets, Liliana of the Dark Realms, The Royal Science.
Now I'm kind of shocked that they've done a Planeswalker secret layer. I don't know any of the characters except for Hatsune Miku, but I do like Planeswalker secret layers, and I do think this is a really good one. As someone that collects Planeswalkers and has a Planeswalker binder, I do think this would be a good thing for me. However, personally, I'm not a Hatsune Miku fan. I have listened to a few songs due to these secret layer videos, and two, I have majority or all of these Planeswalkers. But to be honest, I think in the future, if Wizards want to do this, they should do it with a different thing. Now again, I know I'm not a big fan of the X Universes thing. However, if they are going to do it, I do think they should do stuff like this. Like, looking back on it, I'm pretty sure the main Ghostbuster people would have been really good as cards. It would have been personally a good secret layer to have both live action films and you get the choice. So for example, in this one it's the English and Japanese. It would be really cool if they done a Planeswalker secret layer on the male or the female Ghostbusters, so people get the choice. But that's just me. So now when it comes to all of the secret layers as a whole, I do find them to be not as good as they used to be. Now this is coming from someone that was around and playing Magic when Secret Layer first started. When Secret Layer first started, I find it to be amazing. There was problems with it and they have fixed a few of the problems, but I've also found that because they fixed a few of the problems, they've made a lot more worse decisions. So when it comes to this, it's kind of difficult for me to personally be like, as this secret layer as a whole, without comparing it to other ones. I find the best one out of all of them is a Hatsune Miku one, and I'm not a Hatsune Miku fan. If you're a fan of Chucky or Ghostbusters, I think they're okay, and the main reason I think they're okay is there's not a lot of people that play Magic the Gathering that are going to be a Chucky fanatic or a Ghostbusters fanatic. So it's one of those things where if you disagree with me, there is a high chance it's more of a you are a fan of the show. I'm not seeing it as in if there are 100 people in the room that play Magic the Gathering, maybe less than 5 will be like, oh my god, I love Chucky, I need this. So that's why I'm saying it's an okay secret layer. The rest of them are okay. Great artwork on both of them. A few mistakes which kind of are becoming more and more of a thing with the Wizards. They've done it a few times. Like, it's still quite rare, but it's happening more frequently. Like the first, like we'll say 20 secret layers, there might not have been a mistake, but in the previous 20, there's 1 or 2 mistakes. So again, they need to kind of more focus on that, in my personal opinion. Now, when it also comes to this, there was a really weird thing. I don't know much about it, I haven't fully looked into it, but you could have potentially bought a hatchet. Now, they must have done it as a like Halloween joke thing, because you cannot actually buy it. But at the same time, with everything going on, it was a very weird moment for them to go, you can buy a hatchet, especially with the whole commander becoming from a community thing to a wizard thing, and then Wizards are like, hey, you're annoyed at the like people that make sure commander's playable. Want to buy a hatchet? Not many people send death threats, and that's the perfect time to release a hatchet. I do find it weird, but it kind of is more of a, it wasn't planned, it was just poor timing. I will be making a video when it comes to that next. That should be out on Wednesday. So again, be prepared for that one, because I do go on a bit of a rant when it comes to this. I do have high feelings, but I know since I'm a very small creator, there's not really going to be much like viewage on it or much talk about it, because everyone that is bigger on it has said their piece and everyone knows, and with the way the internet goes, it's already past its time. But if you like this secret layer or want to talk about it, or if there was ways you bought it or thought I was wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. While you're there, remember to like and subscribe and do all that YouTubey stuff we always beg and ask you to do. And if you like this video, I have a video where I talk about all 4 of the decks from Duskmon. Here, a playlist of Magic the Gathering Is It Worth It stuff here, and a subscribe button here. And again, I'm at 1,350-ish as of recording of this. I'd love to get to 1.5 by Christmas. And I want to thank you all, and I will see you all in the next video.